Hey guys, welcome to Nerding Out, the show where us GameSpot nerds get together with you to talk about the shows that we like. Today we're talking about The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 6, Swear. Okay, so this show revolves around you guys talking to us. We are all nerding out together, so please let us know any concerns, any corrections, any theories you have about the shows that we're talking about. We got a correction last week. We messed up a title. Sorry about that. Buddy's fault.
My
what
fault.
happened?
Just a publishing error from the last week. Put it into the computer wrong. You know how computers are.
Computers. We fixed it though, so thank you
I
so
love
much
you.
for
I'm
calling
sorry.
us out. So this episode, we see Tara, who I forgot about, but she's here, and she wakes up on a beach, and she's at Beachfront. So Beachfront is this crazy place with a bunch of crazy ladies.
Amazons,
including the young ladies. So there's this nutty girl, Rachel, who's like, 8? And she keeps trying to kill Tara. She's nuts. She's like trying to shoot her, and she's like, no, we have to. And basically, so she's just wants to kill anyone that comes into the community. And so they've gotten rid of all the men. They've killed the men over 10 years old. So Spencer, tell us more about Beachfront.
Yeah, they're part of, I guess you could say, the new part of Negan's wrath. So all the men in their group have been killed off over the age of 10 for striking up against the Saviors. So now they formed their own group, and Tara's jumped right in the middle of it. It's interesting to see that the punishment was different for them than it was for Rick's crew. Rick's crew got all their stuff taken away, and 2 members got killed, whereas these ladies lost all the men. So now it's really interesting to see a different jest on what Negan's wrath is capable of doing, and the different types of punishment I guess he can dish out to those who...
a different jest on Negan's punishments.
different ways.
So, yeah, I'm going to jump in on that. It's kind of interesting to see what the results were from the different punishments. And I think that maybe Negan kind of learned that if he's too harsh with his punishments, what happens is people go rogue. They do these weird Amazonian societies where they kill everyone that gets near them, and he doesn't get half of their stuff, and then half their stuff, and then half their stuff, and then half their stuff, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's great too, because it allows us to see a different side of the whole situation, and maybe also is the idea that, you know, maybe Negan's learning to kind of self-control himself, because this was pretty bloody for him to kill all those people like that, and then he loses a crew. He loses a whole group. He's like, oh, maybe I need to tone it down a bit. All right, I'll just knock off 2 people, and we'll see how it goes from there.
I'm going to knock off 2 guys' blocks.
Yeah, just 2 guys this time.
Just two. Greg, does this plot seem familiar to you at all?
Well, yeah, I was going to that too. For the opening shot was very losty. Just want to bring that up very off the bat.
Oh,
That
right away.
Incredible when they had her on the beach and the whole thing, and he drags her off. That was completely a lost vibe.
Yes.
But also like a little bit of TNG.
Really?
Yes, just a
How
tiny,
so?
just a tiny
Will
bit.
you tell the nerds at home what TNG is in case they're not into it, you nerd?
the next generation.
Star Trek. He's talking about Star Trek.
Yes, yes. There's a few episodes that they kind of like hark off of, but one of them was Clues, which is just pretty much the crew gets their memory wiped. They find an alien race that doesn't want anybody to find them, so they have to wipe their memory or kill them.
Interesting.
Fortunately, Data is the one that kind of
Good
screws
old
that
Data.
whole thing up for them. And so I got that. The second they're like, hey, when we find somebody, we got to kill them on the spot. I'm like, TNG. Hold on.
All right, so we have these 4 forces. We've got Beachfront, Alexandria, Hilltop, the Kingdom. Are they going to clash? Are they going to team up? What do you think is going to happen, buddy?
I think at this point they have Alexandria has a foothold in all 3 of the other colonies, which is cool. Tara doesn't really have a foothold as much as she has a slightly awkward interaction where tried to kill her a couple of times. I think it's fine though because they know her now. So Maggie is kind of primed to take over Hilltop. And I think Carol kind of has an in the kingdom, although the kingdom is bonkers anyway. I think that all they need to do is say, like, we have a quest for you, sir. And then Ezekiel will be like, great, let's do it. I have a tiger. I'm insane. So I think that everything is going to kind of come together. There's going to be like a parlay or a meeting. Everyone being like, hey, do you hate Negan? Do you hate Negan? How about you? Cool. He killed my friends with a bat. Oh, you too? Great.
Let's
team up and get him.
Hooray!
Revenge for
And then more
everyone.
people die from their crews.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
But I think that's definitely going to be the course of this. Obviously, we all see how the interactions are going to happen.
Yeah. So what do we see happening next besides this? Spencer.
So recently, the actor Chandler Riggs, who plays Carl on the show, recently it's come into light, both thanks to him and to his mother going on Twitter, that his contract, his 7-year contract that came up, on Twitter, his 7-year contract's up. And so this has kind of led to a lot of people speculating that he may be heading out of the show because he wants to pursue a career in college, which is great. But it kind of makes it a little bit of an idea, though, and I'm kind of hoping that he actually does bite the dust. Now, granted, Carl plays a big part in the comics, especially continuing on where the show is at right now. But I think that would be pretty damn sweet that if he did bite the dust, that'd be the final push for Rick to kind of snap out of it. Be like, hey, man, guess what? You're not safe. We gotta do something about this guy right now.
I also am probably not
should do it.
the first or the billionth person on the internet to say I do not like this actor. I do not like his long hair. I think that the only thing that they tied him to the character in the comic book by putting a hat on him. The guy's like 6'8". Like he's not a little kid anymore.
And he's still wearing the hat.
He's still wearing the dumb hat.
Still wearing my dad's hat. I'm still wearing my hat and not getting a haircut.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's Carl. You have to know somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he doesn't have an eye, which is also.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see if indeed he does leave the show. And if he does decide to leave the show, if they do get rid of him, that's going to be a big gap in the comics and going further on to the show. So would they replace him with someone else? Who knows?
Maybe.
So
Greg, any predictions?
Well, they could have Daryl take over that whole role for Carl.
give him the hat.
Give him the hat.
Give
And the hair.
Everything else. Yes.
He already has the hair.
But they could have also, Daryl's out there still.
Yeah,
with
what's
Negan's
happening to
crew.
Daryl?
So you're going to have to deal with that. And that could be the thing, what you said for Carl. Kill Carl off, and you got Negan with Daryl there, and you're going to have him, maybe that kind of interaction they had in the comic books.
Oh yeah, that
They can have
weird.
him go on. Yeah, I think they could have that go on now where they have those two. He takes over Carl's, like a little bit of Carl's storyline, not all of it.
Creepy little interaction with
Yes.
Negan where so Negan gets put in jail in Alexandria in the comic book and Carl goes and talks to him and they have this weird relationship, and if we kill Carl, which I hope we kill Carl, that's such a cool theory that
And then
Daryl's
would be the one to take over for that.
if they have to have that weird interaction.
I feel like they're also winging the Daryl carrot around, like somebody's gonna die.
Yeah.
Who's it gonna be? It could be. I don't know. I feel like to kill Daryl off at this point, it's probably not gonna happen. I think he's around for a long while.
We're only a couple episodes to the mid-season finale, so I feel like someone of significance will die, but not someone super duper important.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's Daryl's time yet, though that would be friggin' crazy. But I think it's probably Carl. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Lost
I'm-
their minds.
most likely to be Carl
At the very least, a haircut.
Yeah.
at the very least.
That's
yes.
his punishment. It just ends with him crying as his hair is being chopped. Oh.
The next episode is called Sing Me a Song, and we want to get you involved on the conversation. So please, please, please comment below. Tell us if we messed anything up. Tell us if Buddy said something weird. Tell us what you think is going to happen or if someone's going to die in the mid-season finale. What do you predict?
By the way, if anyone sings us a song about what they think is going to happen and sing us a song, we'll post the whole thing. You'll get GameSpot will go behind you. Sing us a song about it.
Yeah, send it to us on Twitter. Use the hashtag GSNerdingOut, and we will run those videos if you sing us a song about The Walking Dead. And if no one does, then one of us is going to sing a song.
Holy
And you don't want that, so
You
please
don't
send your
want that.
And for all things nerding out, stick with GameSpot Universe.